Hi everyone, welcome to our today's vlog on health and wellness. So today's topic is on love marriage versus arranged marriage. Now, when I say love marriage or arranged marriage, nowadays there is no such distinction because if we really see how arranged marriages happen 40, 30, 40 years back or how arranged marriage is happening nowadays, there's a stark difference, right? Now, if you would have seen 40, 30, 42 years back, your parents would have found the right partner for you, and then they decide, okay, this is the right partner. They might not even ask you, and then they decide, and then okay, both the children are okay to get married to each other. Now for nowadays, even arranged marriage, it's always your opinion is taken into the consideration while even choosing the partner first. Before even choosing, your opinion is known to your parents that okay, what kind of girl or a boy you are looking for or partner you are looking for. So that's they also know. So once they know, they kind of okay, they realize, okay, these are the criterias you must be you want to have in your partner, and they kind of start looking for your better half. And then in the entire process, in the entire process, you are being part of the selecting the right person on the better half for yourself, right? Unlike, as I said, unlike 34 40 years back, which didn't happen that way. So I cannot completely say that as an arranged marriage, because also even after you parents find the right partner for yourself, you sometimes given a lot of time to know each other and then figure out the right person for you, maybe 3 to 6 months, right? So this kind of things still happen, right? And then you decide, okay, maybe you're good, then your parents from both the sides agree and decide, okay, good to marry. So this was not there 30 years back, 40 years back. That time it was more parents deciding and children just simply agreeing to that. So that is more of arranged marriage. Now the other side is love marriage. Now love marriage is, as we all know, that our parents probably are not that much involved, or they might be involved at a very later stage, the whole process. So you find the other person, you know the other person, and then you decide maybe, okay, he or she is the right partner for you, and actually fall in love. So that's the good part is you know the other person. So that something is very important, right? So arranged marriage, that could be a challenge for the initial part, but then as I said, nowadays things are a little different. So in love marriage, okay, the extra thing is you probably know each other very well. Maybe you're in a relationship for last 3 to 4 years, so you're expected to know in and out about other person, right? So that makes you feel confident that okay, I can actually sustain the relationship for let's say 30 40 years. Now this is now so now you might think, okay, since I know the other person very well, definitely love marriages are way better than the arranged marriage. But statistics might be differing in certain aspects also. So if you see Western countries, they mostly find the better half themselves, right? But do all the marriages work? A lot of divorces in Western countries. So now, so there is no fixed thing that okay, if you do love marriage it will work, or if you do arranged marriage it will work. So divorces happen both the ways. So there is always a challenge there is always a challenge involved in finding the right person for your right partner for yourself. But I would say it's always a good idea to when you think that okay, the other person could be the right partner, maybe it's also good to take opinion from your friends and family. Or if you're if you're going for an arranged marriage, maybe it's a good idea to spend really knowing the other person really well before deciding on getting married. I'll will speak at length about the advantages of both, and which one probably could work for you. You could probably figure out by the end of this vlog. So now I'm going to speak with my wife and see her views on how which could be what she thinks is a better option. So yeah. Hi Debrati, how are you?
I'm fine.
So today we're going to speak about love marriage versus arranged marriage.
Okay.
So I know people who have been into both the kind of relationships. I'm sure you also know. You have seen enough love marriage and arranged marriage. But then I also want to know your opinion. What do you think is probably how on which criteria both the marriages can work? So love marriage, of course, it's more about two people choosing each other. So what's your opinion?
Actually, we cannot say which marriage is better. love marriage or the arranged marriage. It depends on the individual partner situation and the mentality. So both can work and sometimes both will not be work. Depends on the situation only. So again another thing is that so firstly I will tell about the love marriage. So what is the disadvantage? Sometimes when you love someone teenager before 18 or in the around 18.
That's when you start falling in love.
That time you are not enough mature. So sometimes you will not choose a perfect life partner. If you will not choose perfect life partner, if you don't know, actually you don't knowing each other. That time also you will not know each other. Without knowing each other, it was I think so. It will be infatuation or anything sometimes. So you are not understanding each other. That time you are not staying with each other, right?
Yeah.
You are not understanding or you are not staying with each other. That means you are not understanding. There will be no understanding between us. So suppose by liking each other, infatuation, you will take decision. So in the year of teenager, I am asking. I'm telling. So that time and after when it comes to the parent situation, that time it will not work out, and that time you can tell about the love marriage. So that time you have to break the relationship and you have to move on. So but if you enough mature, when suppose after 20 years or after 22 years, when you are in completely settled in the career and
22 people are not settling in their career for
suppose after BTech, sometimes they got a good job, and after final year of the BTech, if you see about the final year of the BTech,
Let's say he or she is mature.
enough mature. You cannot tell someone mature in the year of 18 and someone in the year of 20. You are enough mature. So if when you are mature, so you will understand this thing. That there is any adjustment or any understanding is there, respect, understanding, loyalty is there or not. Both of us, between both of us. If this thing is there, that time if you are choosing someone, that means you are choosing perfect life partner. And at that moment you will think about your parent situation or parent decision.
Okay, what is good for your family as well. So you are saying it's when you're
your
mature.
language will be successful when the parents, both families are involved.
Okay, that's interesting because usually love marriage, you don't know the other person's family that well. I'm just assuming.
You have to tell. You have to tell your partners everything. Your family, background, family to your parents. They will also understand your situation.
Okay. So it's a good idea to take your parents' support into or views into consideration.
Sometimes after marriage, if something will happen, so they will not entirely blame on you. You have chosen. But before blaming, you can tell them, you have also involved, right?
Involved.
You have also involved. So
one thing you are saying that okay, you probably be in a relationship or somebody should go in a relationship and they're mature and then they probably go in marriage in a few years. But then what about somebody, let's say choose the partner in 18 or so. But then they both can grow at the same time, once they...
I was thinking that it depends on the maturity.
Okay.
So if for maturity and I'm 16 years old, so then it will work. So I have seen this such kind of example. I would say when they were 7 years, class 7. So that time they were in relationship, but this is working.
This is that work? Okay, nice to know that.
So that is mean maturity and respect, loyalty should be there. And for the arranged marriage, there is acceptance in arranged marriage. Without knowing each other, you are taking the commitment and the relation.
Don't you think there is a risk without knowing each other? I mean, that's a big risk, right? It's a marriage.
When there will be before taking her, suppose you have chosen like one, you are telling them this is perfect life partner, I do. So for that, when before choosing the perfect life partner, but first their mindset should be matched. Right. Mindset. If you suppose when you go to the hostel life and you can see your roommate, if both of your mindset are not matched, you cannot stay in a room.
Right, but that you decide after staying in that room for some time, no?
Yes.
After 2 months, you decide, oh my, I can't stay with that guy. That's
suddenly you just both of you are staying in a one room before knowing each other. But when you go for the arranged marriage, first you have to know little bit.
Okay, at least spend some time with each other and then figure out the good for each other.
And then when for arranged marriage also nowadays no proper arrangement is not there.
Not like our parents' time.
Right? So our parents time, the only parents will take decision. Used to take decision, but in our cases, so normally parents before taking final decision, before taking any commitment to the other's family, they will involve us, right? And when it is not suitable for you, they will not proceed.
Okay. So your opinion is also taken into consideration for making that decision.
Why I told that there is acceptance, because of the adjustment and if my mindset is matched, so there will be the less adjustment and another thing that so if I'm marrying someone, first will so suppose if I am to marry someone, I will see the he respects his family, that means he respects his wife also.
Okay.
That's why he used to proceed with the arranged marriage.
That is a secret sauce, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you should know what you want first of all in a relationship or in marriage. If you are very convinced, then you can also tell your parents this is the kind of person you think is a good fit for you, and then eventually your parents could actually find the right person for you in case of an arranged marriage, and eventually things would fall out and work out. I mean, because of course there is nothing but perfect match. That you cannot have a perfect match, but yeah, you can. Of course, there will be compromises. Without compromises, no relationship works. So yeah, I mean, if you're ready to do certain kinds of bit of a compromise, I'm sure that things could work out in both the marriages, right?
Yes, because divorce may happen in both cases also.
Right.
So after, because when sometimes it may happen to before marriage, for a case of love marriage, before marriage you are thinking like that you know each other very well, but after marriage lots of secret, lots of things will come out.
Right.
So and for arranged marriage also, I think so that if before marriage, for arranged marriage case, before marriage if you know very well, and or if you know your family, both of your family very well, that then it may not happen. Divorce may not happen.
Okay.
You know their family background, your partner's family background, so you know that.
Also the partner, I think.
Exactly.
So I think yeah, I mean that's something both should share their maybe a bit of their past as well. And kind of, yeah, I think that is very important for relationship to work. So that because if you know if you other person know about your past, they can understand you better, right? And you should share as much as possible. Especially during an arranged marriage.
So for this arranged marriage, why it will not work out if you without knowing each other, without knowing your family completely, it will not work out.
Okay. Thanks for your opinion. So I will give my further opinion on the last part of the vlog. But yeah, nice to know your views on both love and marriage. Thanks a lot.
Welcome.
Hi everyone. So you would have heard my wife spoke about her opinions on both love marriage and arranged marriage. So as she also mentions, right? I mean, there are no specific criteria on which marriage is going to work for whom. So you're the person who's going to figure out what can work for you and what might not work for you. Now, what she says was one thing I noticed was you got to be mature, and once you're mature, and then you get into a relationship and then get married, eventually that has higher chances of working. That might be true, right? I mean, once you're mature, then you know what you want exactly. I mean, that's most important also, right? I mean, in any relationship or marriage, what you exactly want. Once you're aware of it, that what you want, then there's a high chance that relationship would work, because then you find the right person for yourself. Now, that might not always be the case. So if that is not the case, and let's say you fall into a relationship a little early and you're a little bit immature, but then the expectation is both you and your partner grows in that relationship, right? So yeah, I mean, and then eventually also if you're a little immature and you think that you might not be choosing the right partner at that point of time, you might involve or take support from your friends and family and then figure out is the right the right decision to get married, let's say in a very early age. Yes, because at the end of the day you are going to stay with the other person for the rest of your life. So yes, divorces happen both in love marriage and arranged marriage, but then it takes time to find the right partner. So you should not be in a hurry always that okay, I have to find someone and then eventually get married. So you should take your time. First of all, figure out what you want. Maybe you build a list or whatever it works for you, and then you might take your support, your parents. So if you're taking your parents of your support from your parents, that might be nowadays called as an arranged marriage, because as I said, it doesn't happen like before. 30 years before, where your parents just unanimously take the decision of getting you married to that person whom they think is right. Nowadays, even if they find the right person, they always take your opinion, and they also know you, and they might be first asking you, okay, what kind of partner you are looking for, and then find the right partner for you. So I think it's now typical arranged marriages like 30 years before doesn't happen anymore. So it's quite safe, but it's also important, let's say in arranged marriage, to know the other person really as much as possible. So maybe you spend good time with the other person and see your mindset matches. Maybe you know what he likes, and what he wants to do in his life, and maybe you think that okay, your goals are aligned, or at least you know that it would be nice to live with that other person. Yes, certain things might be surprise, right? You might know the other person really well. She was talking about that. In arranged marriage there will be certain surprises, that's okay, but by and large the mindset should match. If your life priorities are very different, then most likely there is kind of a situation that will not work. So at least figure out that your priorities are aligned, and then then certain things could be adjusted. In any relationship, even for love marriage or arranged marriage, there has to be compromises, because it's not going to be only you two person gonna live your life entirely. So your parents, your families will be always involved in your life as well. Your kids will be always involved in your life. So you got to figure out that the right person. So if let's say somebody is coming to your family, or you are going to that family, you have to figure out that are you the right person. If both the families' values also match, so that is also important in any kind of relationship. So it might take time for you to figure out who's the right person in your life. But once you can take the support from your friends and family, but once you know the right person, it's pretty much that go ahead and get married. Yeah. Thank you.